that there are differences between different turnkey providers. So I mentioned one or two. Are there any others that differences that you want to point out that makes Mid South unique?
So our COO, our CFO, I heard him talking to some folks the other day, and he said there are a lot of ingredients in the secret sauce. But the thing is the sauce, it's not a secret. We just do a lot of little things that leave meat on the bone everywhere. And, one of the secret sauces is we don't make as much money as a management company. We don't charge near as much for resident placement. We don't charge application fees to our residents. We make them jump through all the same hoops, but we absorb those fees because we know by doing so, we'll get a lot more residents come to apply with us, which allows us to find a better applicant quicker to make the property perform better. And those are just a couple of little things that we do. We buy materials in bulk and store them in a warehouse, so our technicians aren't having to go stand in line at Home Depot on the investor owner's dime buying a part for the water heater. So there's all these little things that we do to maximize the efficiency of the business, but there is no one home run thing. It's not even hitting singles. It's just taking baby steps to the bases and then having managers and a business model and tracking things like Liz said and measurements to where we know when something starts to get out of whack and the red flag is raised and it goes on a meeting agenda and then we talk about it. So it's just a bunch of little things.
Well, and I can speak on that. When you gave us a tour of the warehouse before you guys left me there, there was like 20 of the exact same doors, right? And then there was 15 of the exact same countertop. So you guys were able, it makes it more efficient. And I would imagine even when things break, you have an easy replacement that is going to fit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Anthony, even talking the difference between the 90-day versus the 120-day or paying the rent in full versus the mortgage. I have a property that's third-party managed in my hometown of St. Louis, and they charge renters $60 per adult for the application fee. So basically $120 for your typical couple. Is that going to keep people from applying? No, but they're going to go home. And think about it. If your rent is $1,000 a month, if that's your budget for where you live, $120 is not small change. And you don't even know if you're going to get approved or not. You're going to go home and think about it for 3 or 4 days when our leasing agents can take the application over the phone. Literally, people call off the side in the yard. And we do it over the phone. That's part of that 30 days. Other just little things, a bunch of ingredients in the secret sauce recipe. They only use contractors for repairs. So if they call Electrician LLC out to my house, that guy's not going to report back if there's a pet. That guy's not going to report back if that renter isn't keeping the house very clean. Our in-house techs are trained out the wazoo from not only a lot of our houses are on the same streets and in the same areas. If they notice a lifted shingle or a car parked in the yard on one of our other houses as they're driving to the house where the repair is, that's going to get called in too. And then not only is the sink drip going to get fixed, if there's anything to observe about the property they're in, that's going to get communicated back in a way that the repairman, an outside repairman is just not going to pass on any of that information. Just a bunch of little details.
You want to see the entire episode? Click here. If you want to learn how investors use infinite banking to increase their returns and lower their taxes, click here. If you want to see if infinite banking is for you and you have some questions, hop on a discovery call with us and one of our coaches. The link for that will be in the description.